Good day everyone! This is the video lesson in mathematics in the modern world. This is my second performance task for the finals in the first semester by Yasha Nicole Sikos from AB11 Psychology to be submitted to Mr. AJ Ragon. So before we start our topic, let us first know the lesson objectives and the normal distribution. So by the end of the lesson, the student should be able to, number 1, describe the characteristics of a normal distribution, identify the shape, symmetry, mean, median, and mode, explain the importance of the mean and standard deviation. Second, interpret positions of data using z-scores, compute z-scores using the formula z is equals to x minus mean over standard deviation. Explain what a z-score means and how many standard deviations a value is from the mean. Third, use z-scores to find probabilities, read values from the standard normal table, and compute the probabilities. Fourth, solve the real-life problems involving normally distributed data. Apply the normal distributions to temperatures, test scores, heights, weights, and other real-life contexts. Now, let's go to our topic, the normal distribution. The normal distribution is one of the most important concepts in statistics. It is a way to describe how data is spread out or distributed. Let's first know the properties of a normal distribution. So, it is a statistic concept where data is distributed in a bell-shaped curve. The mean is equals to median and it is equals to mode. Most values cluster near the center. The curve is symmetrical on both sides. So here's the empirical rule for a normal distribution. First is 68% of the data falls within one standard deviation of the mean. Second, 95% of the data falls within two standard deviations of the mean. And third, 99.7% of the data falls within three standard deviations of the mean. Here's the 4-step procedure for determining areas under the normal curve from a z value. So first, write the z value in a standard 3-digit format. Second, locate the first 2 digits of the z value and look for these digits along the z table. Third, identify the third decimal place. Match this last digit with the correct column across the top of the z table. Fourth, find the corresponding probability and read the value found at the intersection of the chosen row and column. This is the area under the normal curve. Now let's go with these. Find the area that corresponds to z equals to 2. Finding the area that corresponds to is the same as finding the area between 7 is equals to 0 is equals to 2. So z is equals to 2. Ayan. Tapos, yung 2.0 plus 0.00 lang siya. And itatapat mo lang siya dun sa table, which is 2.00 is equals to 0.4772. The area that corresponds to z is equals to 2.47. Finding the area that corresponds to is the same as finding the area between z is equals to 0 and z is equals to 2.47. Ayan ulit yung 2.47, yung z natin. Tapos yung 2.4, hahanapin mo lang sa table. Tapos itatapat mo siya dun sa column ng 0.07. And pag tinapat mo, madedetermine na natin yung area which is 0.4932. Ayan yung illustration niya. So, tapos na tayo doon. Now, para mas maintindihan natin, every problem gives you two important values. First is the mean. It is the center of the distribution, and the standard deviation is the amount of spread. So the variable follows x, yan, and the mean and the standard deviation. So we convert x to a z-score. Z is equals to x minus mean over standard deviation. Use the normal table. z gives the area or the probability to the left of that z-score. And to find area to the right, P is x is less than x equals 1. And to find the area between two values, the probability of the area is equals to x. The x is greater than b is equals to 4. Now, let's go to problem solving. We're going to be having two examples, and this is the first word problem. During the hot season, April to May, the daily high temperature in Metro Manila, as recorded by Pag-asa, follows a normal distribution with the mean of 34.5 Celsius and the standard deviation of 1.8 Celsius. What is the percentage of days during the season that the high temperature is? A. Above 37 Celsius, extreme heat. B. Below 33 Celsius, relatively cool. And C. Between 34 Celsius and 36 Celsius. So let's first solve letter A in this problem. The given are mean is equals to 34.5 Celsius and standard deviation is equals to 1.8 Celsius. Letter A, percent of days above 37 Celsius. Step 1, compute muna natin yung z-score. So yung z is the 37 and i-minus natin siya sa mean. Ang mean ay 34.5 Celsius and over 1.8, which is yung standard deviation natin. So when we compute that, we will be getting an answer of 1.39. So doon na papasok yung step 2. Yung step 2, look up 1.39 in the table. Yung table natin, which is yung z table, hahanapin lang natin doon kung ano yung area ng 1.39. And sa z table na yon, makikita natin yung area niya is equals to 0.9176. After that, let's move on to step 3. Above right side. Above right side yung hinahanap natin eh. So, P is x is less than 37 equals 1 minus 0.9176 is equals to 0.0824. So yung answer natin dito is about 8.24% of days are extremely hot. So, done na natin yung letter A. Next naman is letter B. Percent of days below 33 Celsius. Step 1, compute the z-score. Z is equals to 33. Minus a mean, which is 34.5. And over the standard deviation, 1.8. We will be getting an answer of an area of negative 0.83. So, nakuha na natin yung area nila. Step 2, look at the area ulit sa table ng negative 0.83. And makikita natin na ang area niya is equals to 0.2023. So, yung answer natin is about 20.23% of days are relatively cool. So, ipagmaminus mo lang talaga sila. Next is, I believe it's the letter C. Percent of days between 34 Celsius and 36 Celsius. Step 1, find the both z-scores. Kukuha na natin yung parehas na z-scores ng dalawang number na to, which is yung una muna, 34. 34, i-minus ulit natin sa mean, 34.5 over 1.8. We will be getting an answer of negative 0.28. So, keep lang natin siya dyan. Next is the 35 naman, yung Z35. So, 36 is minus 34.5 over 1.8. Ang sagot is 0.83. So, ayan na yung mga z-scores ng dalawang to. Next is step 2, look up their values. So sa z-table lang naman yung kakailanganin natin eh. Hanapin lang natin yung area nila dun sa z-table. So 0.83 is equals to 0.7967. And yung negative 0.28 is equals to 0.3896. And the step 3, and the last step, get the area between the two numbers. So the probability 34 is greater than x, and x is greater than and x is less than 36. It is equals to 0.7967. And if minus lang natin yung kanina, yung 0.3896 dyan. And then, ang answer is 0.4071. So the answer is about 40.71% of days fall within the temperature range. So para makuha natin yung percent, times lang natin siya sa 100. And para makuha naman yung decimal, i-divide lang natin sa 100. So ayun ang answer. A study conducted at a university along Katipunan Avenue found that the number of hours students spend studying per week is normally distributed. The mean is 25 hours and the standard deviation is 6 hours. Find the probability that a randomly selected student A. Studies more than 35 hours per week, B. Studies less than 15 hours per week, and C. Studies between 20 and 30 hours per week. So, letter A ulit yung kunin natin muna. The given are mean is equals to 25 hours and the standard deviation is equals to 6 hours. So, A, probability that a student studies more than 35 hours. Step 1, let's compute again and again the z-score. So, yung nakalagay dun is 35. Minus lang natin siya sa mean na 25 and over 6, which is ang ating standard deviation. So, it is equals to 1.67. Step 2, look up the 1.67 sa table. Ang area ng 1.67 is 0.9522. So, nakuha na natin yung area. So, step 3, area to the right ang kailangan natin. Bali, probability, x is greater than 35. So, equals to 1 minus 0.9522. Ang answer is 0.0478. So, gawin natin siyang percentage. About 4.78% study more than 35 hours. Ayan yung sagot natin sa letter A. Next, B. Ang hinahanap naman natin dito is yung less than 5 hours. Step 1, compute z-score. So, z is equals to 15 minus the mean 25 and over standard deviation 6. Ang sagot is equals to negative 1.67. Ayan na yung z-score niya. Step 2, look up the negative 1.67 sa table. By the way, yung negative, positive, wala, same lang sila pag tiningnan mo sila sa z-table. Z-table. Kahit positive or negative yan, isa lang pa din yung answer. So, negative 1.67 is equals to 0.0478. And with that, the answer is about 4.78% study less than 15 hours. So, ayan daw yung bilang ng student na nag-study less than 15 hours. And last, the C, between 20 and 30 hours. Step 1 again, compute z-scores. Dito muna tayo sa 20. So, 20 minus the mean 25 over the standard deviation 6 is equals to negative 0.83. And nakuha na natin yung z-scores ng una. So, yung 30 naman, yung 30 ima-minus mo ulit sa mean, 25 over 6, and it's equal to 0.83. So, positive naman siya. Yung 20 kanina is negative. So, we look to their values. Sa 0.83, ang magiging sagot is 0.7967. And then sa negative 0.83 naman, ang sagot is 0.2023. So, the last step is to find their difference. So, P is equals to 0.7967. Yung P is the probability, and ileless din lang natin siya sa 0.2023. Ipagmaminus lang natin yung Z20 at Z30. Ang makukuha natin is 0.5944. So the answer is about 59.44% of students study 20 to 30 hours per week. So ayan na yung sagot natin. Ayun, I hope may natutunan tayong lahat for today's lesson. And I hope magamit natin ang normal distribution sa mga real-life problems dahil ang mga lessons sa math is talagang na-apply natin hindi lang in a mathematical context, maging sa lahat ng bagay at sa mga sitwasyon. So, the reference, that's all. I hope you learn something and thank you for listening.